What's going on, guys? Taking a look at Casper cryptocurrency this morning. Believe it or not, we are still in this basing structure here. We have been in this for, if we take the high here from the 27th of June, drag that over to today, 38 days we have been in a basically a winding up consolidation pattern here. And so far, we are still in that pattern. Basically bouncing between our 33 level and our 28.4 level. If you could sell options on crypto, or Casper, I should say, which you probably can't on Casper, you could have been selling iron condors around this thing for the past 38 days. What we are waiting for is a breakout of this range. So that's either going to be a breakout past our 34 level, getting us up to our 36 level, and then obviously higher than that's 43,509. Or we will get some kind of a break to the downside below our 28.4. One of those at some point will happen. Whether it holds, whether it's a shakeout and reverses, time will tell. But at some point, a breakout from this range will be taking place. You can think of this as it's a giant spring, and that spring is consolidating, building up energy, and at some point you will get a break as it coils up. And depending on the overall market, Casper is lagging, so I think we will see some kind of a break to the upside, but it can work in both ways. What's also nice is we are finding support here. One at our 28 level, two at this previous level here. All good things to see for Casper. What we're going to look at though is a larger time frames. I have some much higher price targets. So we're going to take a look over at the weekly chart. And we are on the log scale for anybody who is curious about that. So here we are. Let me make this as big as I can. So Casper right now trading at 309, 3 cents. And we have some upper targets here based on our 97 would be based on Casper's entire history from back in here, which would be back in 21. And then our 35 cent is based on about half of that. So we have an upper target based on all of Casper's history. So take us from where we are at today, 3 cents. And we have a target way up here at 97 cents, almost $1 for Casper. So that would be over a 3,000% move to the upside. That would be case number 2. Case number 1, our first upper target based on half of Casper's history would be a 1,000% move. That gets us up to 35 cents. And then we have another target up here at 97 cents. So based on Casper's entire history, the charts tell us that we could look for a much higher price way up there at 97 cents, right around $1. Once this thing starts to break out, these prices could look like nothing. They could look very, very cheap. I I don't know how valid this wick is on Casper. I mean, it went all the way up to, I believe, let's see here, $66. I guess it would depend on which chart pair you look at. I think that actually is slightly different. I think it's more like in the 20s, but we show 60 here. I don't think that's worth too much, but definitely in the teens, I think is pretty valid. So we will see. I mean, this is basically a giant basing structure. And at some point, depending on the cycle of the market, we should see a break above definitely these highs here. And then probably this range over in here, getting us up to the 35 and then getting us up to the 97. So big potential here, we believe, for Casper. Probably won't happen tomorrow, but those long-term holders who can see projects ahead of the crowd and get in at incredibly low prices. If we go back to a daily chart, so far this low over here, let me see here. Yeah, that undercut so we put it in an all-time low here. That was down at, looks like 2.2 cents. If anybody was able to get in there, we think anyways, incredible cheap prices, and the return you'll get off that when we start to move into these higher prices will be very nice. So that is our thoughts on Casper. Zooming into what's going on right now in the past 38 days, basically in a giant consolidation basing pattern. We're just waiting for a break out of this range. Could be to the upside, could be to the downside, depends on the market cycle. Long term, back to a weekly chart. You can see the levels I have. I mean, that's what I'll be watching for as we move higher in Casper. And there's definitely pit stops all in between, which is marked on my chart. All these lines are areas of basically price targets. But as we start to really move into much higher prices, putting in new highs past these highs anyways, 30 cents, 35 cents, 97 cents. And we'll see. Hopefully that looks like cheap prices, and we are way higher into the teens, if not higher than that. Patience is the game. So that's my thoughts on Casper. Not financial advice. Not telling you to buy. Not telling you to sell. Showing you what I think the future could hold here for those who will still be around. All right, guys. Share this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Check out our links. Got some pretty cool investing merch. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.